How did you get to buy this farm, Piet?
Well, I came with a motorbike, me and my wife, way back in 1979. Past here, I fell in love with it. As I came over the mountain, I fell in love with it. The river runs in between mountains all sides. South-facing, north-facing slopes. Turned around, back, knocked on the door of the house where I currently stay, and the old Italian chap opened the door. And in the beginning was very rude to me, but later we became very good friends. And many, many years ago he always used to say, "Son, you must plant vines." And I never listened. I burnt my fingers. I planted citrus. And when he passed away, his wife called, very sad, and said, "Piet, you know, Francisco hails from the best vineyard areas in Italy, and he always said you're making a mistake, but I must just tell you that he passed away." And then I uprooted the citrus, started planting vines, never looked back. Beautiful farm, very good weather. We're affected by the slight westerly. You can feel it's hot, but it's like an air conditioner, and the easterly from Agalas. And in my heart, I'm still a fisherman, but I love wine. Wine for me is something wonderful. And my logo, born of the sea, guided by the stars, blessed by the earth. If you'd like, enjoy my wine with me.
Hi, I'm the winemaker at Sangiovese Wines. We produce the Kleine Draken range of Kosher wines. We produce our wines under the supervision of the Cape Town Vierge, and we've also obtained OU certification from January 2012. We always have a mashgiach on the farm when we work with the wine or the grapes. We have accommodation for the mashgiach on the farm during the harvest, and up until the mavushal process, only the mashgiach is allowed to work with the wine or the juice. And after the mavushal process, we non-observant Jewish people can work with the wine, but there is always a mashgiach present when you work with the wine, even after the mavushal process. When the mashgiach leaves the farm, all our tanks are sealed to make sure that nothing is added to the wine without him being present. And obviously, all my additives has to be kosher and kosher for Passover. All our products are kosher as well as kosher for Passover.
Morning guys, welcome to Steenberg. We're in our Nebbiolo vineyard, speaking about Nebbiolo as a variety and also Steenberg Nebbiolo today, and trying to educate a bit. It's not a very common known variety in South Africa. If you go to Italy, to its home in Piedmont, it's a very, very common variety. They make Barolo and Barbaresco depending on the region from the grape. And now it was planted in 1994, the first Nebbiolo vineyard planted in South Africa, and it was for a long time, it was the mother block. Nebbiolo is similar to Pinot Noir. It's a very, very difficult variety to grow. It doesn't bear a lot of fruit, and it's actually very challenging, and it's taken us the better part of 20 years to figure out how to actually farm it and how to work it. So what we've done here is we basically box prune it, so it's basically doing a 30 by 30 centimeter box where you leave a very large amount of shoots. As you can see, then we get grapes sitting up here all the way down into the bottom of the cordon, and the main thing is fertility. We want sunlight to come in, shine into the cordon. That's why we let it hang open. You can see we've taken all the wires away, and we want the sunlight to come in and shine. And the other thing is Nebbiolo's got an incredible tannin. You need to tame that tannin, really make sure that that tannin is ripe, and that sunlight helps to do that. In the cellar side, it's a very tricky thing to do. It's got the most incredible perfumed and floral flavors, but then it's got this huge tannin. So you've got to try and balance that in finesse of it with the real masculinity of it as well. So it's quite challenging in that sense. So we don't work it really hard because we don't want to upset those tannins, and we don't really use a lot of new oak. We don't use any new oak. We use very little second fill, mainly third and fourth fill, and to try and balance that fruit and tannin component. They've got similar fruit purity to Pinot Noirs, but then, as I said, the more structural component. So it really is, it's fun to work with and it's fun to drink. So come to Steenberg and taste it.
Hi, I'm Gerard Smith. I'm the winemaker at Vierge Wines here in Hermanus. The special wine I want to talk to you about today is Satryicon. It's part of our Vierge collection. It's an Italian blend of sangiovese, nebbiolo and barbera. Now the Satryicon was a Roman, first Roman novel. It's a fictional novel about love, lust and debauchery and all of the great things that kind of led to Rome's downfall. And it's about trying to gain wisdom even if it's at the expense of your own innocence. I think this wine ties in quite nicely with the whole Vierge persona, because it's very much tongue-in-cheek and it's very much quirky, but we still try to keep the quality essence of the wine very much at the forefront. So the wine is typical Italian. It's got lovely front palate tannins, red gamey notes, and then a lovely spicy savoury sort of aftertaste. Demands food, as any great Roman should. Yeah, partner it with any good pasta, tomato pasta dish especially, with maybe some fried garlic and a bit of fried sausages, and you'll be away. Cheers, see you at Vierge.